actually rapping. Did you see my corner in Argentina? Good morning, everybody. How are you doing?
I'm still trying to get over whatever
Please,
that
I
was.
rapped and it rhymed. That's
Oh
all I'm saying.
boy.
How has your World Cup been? Are you loving the goals? Did you love yesterday morning? Today was, well, it's going to be a little more interesting. So let's see how it goes. All right.
Oh, yesterday. Oh, yesterday. All right, people, join this conversation. I know you want to. Somebody already sent a message in from before about Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll get there. We'll get there. But let me tell you how you can join the conversation and how you can get into the locker room with your thoughts. You can leave a live chat comment up on that live chat on youtube.com/smooth981 FM in Lagos. You can use the hashtag LockerRoom981 to get your thoughts in on Twitter, and you can send WhatsApp messages in like some people have already started doing 20809 Let's give you the rundown and brace yourselves, y'all, because this news is coming in hot and fast. World Cup 2022, Saudi Arabia delivers seismic shock, but don't count Argentina out. Cristiano Ronaldo to leave Manchester United with immediate effect. England captain Harry Kane set to have scan on right ankle today, and Germany eye World Cup redemption as Spain and Croatia kick off. Then Mexican prayers answered as Ochoa save earns draw with Poland, and France too big, too strong, and too fast, says Australia coach Arnold, whilst Virgil van Dijk hits back at criticism over one love armband row. And there you have
Yes.
it. That's the news in a nutshell. Let's get straight into it because what happened with Saudi Arabia and Argentina? That's how we are all just watching football, and then this was going on. Earthquakes were being made. So it's going to go down as one of the World Cup's biggest shocks, as a heroic Saudi side celebrated their stunning 2-1 win with their jubilant fans in a deafening Lusail Stadium. Argentina's disbelieving players crept off with their supporters shocked into almost total silence. Tega,
Sho-
explain.
Shocked into tears for some of the journalists in the media stands. And one of my colleagues was saying that said an Argentine journalist crying right beside her. I was like, tell him it's match one. There's still
No,
two
Tega,
more matches.
it was
Tell
Saudi
him.
Arabia.
But I would say this. Oh, yeah, Saudi Arabia came to play. They qualified for the World Cup. They're not like Qatar that was invited. Um, but let's start from the top now. Yes, it will go down as one of the biggest shocks, and I will tell you why. Cameroon, Argentina in 1990. Um, it was Cameroon scoring one goal and doing rope a dope. Senegal, France. It was Senegal doing rope a dope, rope a dope. Then they just got one goal that they pushed over the line and they defeated France. Argentina, Saudi Arabia yesterday, it was tactical brilliance that they beat. That's the one you can say Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. That beat, the verb was strong.
Ah, ah.
So here is what was. And I will have to say kudos to Javier Renard, which is why sometimes you also have to look at some coaches and say, with a good coach, you can pretty much get away with a lot of things. So Javier Renard already, of course, knows the speed of the front runners of the Argentine side. They also know that the likes of Angel Di Maria will be making crosses, Lionel Messi will be making all those through passes. And so what did they do? The first half, they held a high line. And they're like, if we survive this high line, then we can go from here. So they held a high line defensively. And that's why Argentina was just scoring offside goals. And for the life of me, Argentina throughout the first half, you were doing the same thing over and over again, recognizing that they were holding the high line and not watching your run. So Argentina's mistake first half was as high as that line was and as risky as that tactics was. They didn't even take advantage of it. They did, however, manage to score one goal via penalty because the rules in at the FIFA World Cup with holding have been stricter. They've told all teams time management and holding during the set pieces, they are going to be very strict. In fact, if you hug somebody by mistake in the middle, you're not holding them, you just
So,
hug them by mistake in the middle of a set piece, penalty. So watch yourself. Um, so they had been stricter with that. But second half, it was the way the coach told them intensity. in the first few minutes, as if he recognized that maybe Argentina were going to calm down, imagining that they were eventually going to get a goal. And Saudi Arabia scored two quick goals and then they sat back. Did you notice that in the rest of the second half, Saudi Arabia was not holding a high line? They sat deep. They had something to protect. So it was tactical brilliance, and Scaloni is going to be blamed for this. His team selection, especially defensively, select your players based on form and not based on familiarity. His defend the first goal that Saudi Arabia scored, his defender slipped, let the guy come close, turn him around, and then scored. Immediately, the Saudi Arabia striker beat the defender. You knew it was a goal. And that was a defensive error. But again, he left a Lisandro Martinez on the bench. The world in the past few months has seen Lisandro Martinez pull off some magical moments in the English Premier League, and he didn't say, "Oh, based on form, I'm gonna take this guy." He took Otamendi and Romero. Clap for yourself, Scaloni. Just applaud yourself. But it was great tactical brilliance, and they lost on that. So it's only going to get tougher from here. I do know, however, that if Argentina plays well, they could get Poland. However, Mexico is going to be a tough nut to crack. So they still have two more matches to get through, but they lost on paper their easiest match in the group.
I'm still stunned.
Yeah,
I can't get over
even the
it.
Argentine players, some of them woke up this morning and they're asking, did yesterday
As
happen?
if it has to have been a dream, right?
Can we run it back again, please? FIFA, please, can we do rematch? We'll do better this time. Yeah, no second chances.
Look, I'm just gonna go straight into the messages already. And David Otegbade up on YouTube says that match between Saudi Arabia against Argentina is a match that the coach of Saudi Arabia put in the work and got the result.
Bam.
And I'm good.
And then the players took the execution to the fullest. Because you know that sometimes you put in great tactics and then there's one player that says, I don't want to run back. No, yesterday every player
Everyone
put
was
their body
doing
on
their
the
bit,
line.
man.
Yeah.
All right. And Shay from Ikeja says Saudi Arabia has turned goat to kebab. Ooh. Ooh. All right. And Mecca from Amua says, so the Argentinians broke their goat, but the Saudis decided to make us. However, I won't count them out. After all, in South Africa 2010, Spain lost their first game and won the tournament. Tusan says,
but last World Cup, Germany lost their first game and crashed out in the group stage. But that's another story for another day. Let's continue with your messages.
Everybody has the facts to suit their agenda, guys.
That's what I say. That's why I say stats is rubbish, because you can pick literally any stats and build an agenda around it.
Okay, and who's this? Oh yeah, Tusan. Tusan says Saudi Arabia's goalkeeper truly deserved the man of the match. He really did some amazing saves. Saudi Arabia showed Qatar how to make an upset. If Lisandro Martinez were there yesterday, he would have shown some magic. And Taya says football is not played with mouth. Spain isn't Argentina, and this is Qatar. Who did we sue for the lost tickets? And he goes on to say,
It's true. This thing is paining me. It's paining me, Tayo. But what
he
can we
goes
do?
on to say, FIFA needs to investigate how Bayern Munich went to Qatar as Saudi Arabia because this is borderline sorcery. For the other teams in the group, if you want public holiday, you know what to do.
Exactly. If you want
Win.
public
Yes,
holiday
Saudi
and a
Arabia.
Rolls Royce, yes.
Oh my
If
gosh.
you want public holiday and a Rolls Royce
Of your choice.
And with your color, you know exactly what to do. Yeah.
All right, let's move things along now, people. Okay, so this next one in, the messages were already coming in. So, Portugal forward Cristiano Ronaldo is to leave Manchester United with immediate effect, following a controversial interview in which the 37-year-old criticized the club and said he had, and I quote, no respect for Eric Ten Hag.
All right. So I will say this. At the end of the day, a lot of people will say that this was the best solution to Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo's problems, because what has happened is Cristiano Ronaldo is now a free agent. So that hustle or that hassle to get transfer fee that was one of the biggest bane in the summer is gone.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So now only all you need to do is just calculate his monthly salary and give him. So it will be easy for him to get some teams in Europe. So at the end of the day, it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo won, because this is what he wanted to do with that interview. Yeah, he wanted them to tear up his contract with that interview. Yeah. But I, Tega Onojaife, pettiness of the most high, somebody that has a sprinkling of some witchcraft, I would have kept him there. Look, you will sit on that bench. You know how they
Until
say
you turn to
the
bones.
man in the iron mask. You will sit on the bench till you love it. I will wicked Tega. Sometimes because I know people will say yes, it will bring this dysfunction. No, it will not bring dysfunction in the dressing room. I've not seen it. Yaya Toure didn't bring dysfunction in the Man City dressing room. Ozil didn't bring dysfunction in the Arsenal dressing room. Ibrahimovic didn't bring dysfunction in Barcelona. He will sit on that bench. People will look at him and say, I better not try Eric Ten Hag. Like, I will tell him to warm up again. 2 minutes to the end of the me. Oh, Tega, wickedness in high places. But again, pettiness is not allowed. But professionally speaking, it was the right decision for Manchester United for them to part with. I think they just wanted to end the drama and focus on the
Yeah, because
football.
come on,
Yeah,
man.
because Eric Ten Hag had already said, you know what, I don't want this guy on my team anymore. Just he has to go. But that was not the only story coming out of Manchester United. Also, the Glazers have decided to sell the club. Now, people say, oh, it's because of what Cristiano Ronaldo say. No, Cristiano Ronaldo's straw didn't even break the camel's back.
It already started selling back in 2012.
They already said it, yes. So the biggest gist is that they may not be able to carry out the ESL, the European Super League, that Fiorentino Perez and the rest, and the event Fiorentino Perez, Laporta, and what's the Juventus owner's name now? Are planning, and so they've been losing money basically. So right now they want to try and sell the club when they can make profit. Yes, Andrea Agnelli. So that's what Andrea Agnelli. That's the name of the Juventus owner. So I think that's the biggest issue. It just happened that everything is coming to a head at the same time. Again, you can twist the narrative and say it was Cristiano Ronaldo that forced it. Whatever helps you sleep well at night is okay. But I can guarantee you, a tantrum does not stop rich people from doing what they want to do. They had to calculate the cost, and everything just came out right about the same time. So those are the big news. Let's take one more story before we move on.
Take a look at the time. We
yeah.
gotta move on. So let's take a couple of messages. We'll take this one in. Aki Adesoji says, "Great job by Saudi Arabia yesterday. The World Cup has officially started. I'm sad that Ronaldo's journey at Manchester United ended this way. The board should have let him go in their money. What about their money? Moving should have let him go in the summer. I hope all the shirts they sold in the last 5 months were worth more than the £10 million they paid him in wages in the same time frame." And he goes on to say, "Tega! Exclamation mark. Thou art harsh! Exclamation mark. Hashtag Glazers out. I hope they don't sell to worse owners, Sham." And the Cruz says, "Tega, you are petty mbok. Haba," says Cruz. All right, let's take that break. When we get back, more stories for you. It's the Locker Room, and this part of it has been brought to you by Betking.
So yesterday, when the match was going on, when they started second half, I said, this stupid Argentina now. I said Saudi Arabia is going to come back and they're going to equalize. I was actually at first I actually told them downstairs that it was going to be 1-1. That the way Saudi Arabia has set up and the way Argentina has shown that tactically they are not ready to restructure, that it was going to be 1-1. That's how. Wait now. That's how Afolabi. So Afolabi is our producer. He now said, no, this match they will beat them Shege. I said Afolabi, in fact, I said 1-1 before. This match is going to end 2-1. And if you don't buy me lunch, you will see my red eye. That's how, as they scored the first goal, the way they turned that defender, I was just like, Afolabi, let me just tell you what I want. I want turkey, fried turkey with rice. Afolabi was just like, wait now, you see, Argentina will come back. Then Argentina did one other offside run again. I said, see this mumu, you tried this thing all first half, it didn't work. He came back again second half to do it. Scaloni was just tactically inept yesterday, and I think he's tactically inept generally. But we'll talk about that after the last two matches. And then they now scored the second goal. As they scored the second goal, I said, Afolabi, let me tell you what will happen from here on out. As they scored the second goal, before you see a Saudi Arabia cross this halfway line, I say, call me monkey. If you see, that's how. Wow. That's how we sat down there. They played. They added the 8 minutes extra time. In fact, they played 14 minutes extra time.
Continue.
Argentina still didn't score. After the match, Afolabi said, we didn't agree. And said, Afolabi, after this great prediction, my lunch is gone. So
Wow.
that's why he came to the door this morning to do me like this. as if I was the one that swore for them.
Okay, we're in. All right, here we are. My goodness, you need to be up on YouTube to listen to the off-air band. So just go catch the replay up on youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. All right, let's get back into the stories and let's talk about England captain Harry Kane, who's set to have a scan on his right ankle before Friday's World Cup game with the United States. He's going to be having it today to assess the extent of his problem when he sustained an early blow.
Yes, he struggled. I mean, to score in the game, and maybe because of the way he plays in England and how they like to use runners from the wings, and he plays right down through the middle. So at best, most in general, he's going to be holding on to the play as opposed to being the front man scoring the goals like Olivier Giroud was doing for France. But England played a good game. Well, as expected, it was like I said on Monday, it was going to be a thrashing. Iran versus England, but
Saudi Arabia did not listen to the message.
no. Iran versus England, I categorically said
no. What I'm trying to say is
no. Saudi Arabia did not.
We've seen Iran.
They didn't
Saudi
get the
Arabia.
memo.
They're like assignments. No, thank you.
Again, it's Hervé Renard. Hervé Renard never reads the memo. That's why, yeah, if people don't measure. I tell people that say they want to hire Hervé Renard. I said Nigeria could never have hired Hervé Renard because the minute he showed up in the dressing room and Amaju Pinnick just said, we have bilateral relations, he'll just carry his bag and leave. He doesn't have time for drama. So ask the Royal Morocco Football Federation how he just walked away. The minute they said, maybe it's your fault that Morocco lost, he just packed his bag. I have won with Zambia. I've won with Cote d'Ivoire. You're talking to me like that, my friend. And then if they owe him salary, he's not even having that time.
He doesn't have that time.
But it was such a struggle for Harry Kane in England. Then to make matters worse, he now limps off with an injury. So the question is, will he be back in time for the US, or will he be back at all in the World Cup? Maybe they may be able to bandage him up like they've bandaged up Messi, because Messi's doctor was like, I hope Argentina lose all 3 matches because this guy's leg it needs help. So Messi is playing with an injury and his doctor is just holding it together. So Harry Kane could also be held together to come into this game. However, will they be able to risk him? I don't know that. Let's wait to see what the scan today will say. But it looks like it's going to be a wonderful group stage again for England. Thrash Iran 6-2. US, I saw US and I saw Wales play. They don't look like they stand a chance against the English.
I love that Adenike Adeleye said, village people are solidly following Harry Kane. Every time he has issues in international events. All right, and Germany began their path to World Cup redemption today after the 2018 horror show in Russia, with Spain and Croatia also kicking off their campaigns in Qatar. You've already talked about
yes. Like I said, Germany starting in Russia, losing the first match and losing the rest of it.
As they meant to go along.
Yeah, exactly. Starting as they meant to go along. But they want to do differently today in today's match. But it's Morocco that kicks off the day, I think. Morocco kicks off the day, the 11 a.m. fixture today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Croatia and Morocco, yeah.
Yes, Croatia and Morocco first. So Croatia is just like, what? Let's not talk about the past. We had a great tournament the last time out, but let's not put ourselves under pressure. Let's start slowly because everybody's now. When that thing happened to Argentina yesterday, everybody's head just arranged. Everybody's head. Their focus came back to sharp ones. Cannot be proud in this tournament. Anybody can disgrace anybody. Football. So I think everybody's now, at least the World Cup has really started in earnest. Everybody's awake now. So Morocco starts off the day against Croatia before the rest of the matches, with Spain taking on Costa Rica. That's going to be a tough one, especially given the way that Spain plays. And the thing about Spain is, if you stop them from scoring, you can eventually just get in a last minute goal. So that's what makes Spain look a little beatable. But we'll see how they set up eventually. But all great matches today, and we'll open the phone lines eventually to discuss again. Oh, time is gone.
Do you want to do it now?
Let's open the phone line. So 01
44 89981. That's 0144 89981.
And what we want to talk about is looking at the teams so far. Have your favorites changed from the start of the tournament, or are your favorites still the same? Numbers to call are
0144 89981. All right, so let's talk if you've got shifting loyalties for those favorites.
yeah.
But real quick, let's also get this one in about
Yeah.
Ochoa, because the Mexican goalkeeper superbly saved a second half penalty from Poland striker Robert Lewandowski as the North American side began their campaign in Qatar with a goalless draw.
Yes, Mexico, yeah, looking one shaking once or twice um in defense. However, I would say this for Poland. Poland were not really a tough ask. Apart from Robert Lewandowski, he knows how to make that run. They will give him the ball. He steps up to this penalty, and Ochoa saves it. Now that penalty, if you watch the entire match, that penalty was sure to be the only goal. I was watching that match. I said, "This thing looks like a bonus soup. It's draw. It's draw." So, but they had the opportunity to get all 3 points with that penalty, and Ochoa was the one that kept his team in it. So that group now has Argentina at the bottom on 0 points, Mexico and Poland on 1 point each, and shockingly, Saudi Arabia sitting at the top of the table like the elephant on top of the tree, with all 3 points. But it was a brilliant save yesterday. And then one church was not like, it was because we were praying. They now showed us how they put a Mexican jersey on the Jesus emoji in there. Yeah. And said that's why we got 1 point. I was like, so what would Saudi Arabia say? They got all 3 points.
All right, people, let's take our first call of the day. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. All right, Greg from Ojo. Good morning. Go ahead.
Pick Brazil to win the World Cup with the form of their players in their various clubs. But England, yeah, I'm doing well. I saw the match. They did very well. France, yes, okay, you don't write them off. They're defending champions. But I want to see Brazil and maybe one or two other countries, and I'll begin to tell you I think we'll probably win the World Cup. For Argentina, those people don't hold.
Oh my days.
I don't think it's age. There's a problem, but continue.
You cannot give what you don't have. These guys are Messi is struggling, Di Maria is struggling. You keep all the young players that you need to even put on the pitch for them to even give you results. You bring in them after you start listening. No, I don't think so. So for me, let me wait and see Brazil. I can tell you who probably will the World Cup.
All right. Thank you so much, Greg. I like the way he says, that team don't old. I don't think the team is old. Yesterday wasn't about age. Yesterday was just tactical brilliance. They were outplayed, outsmarted, outthought, out everything. All right, so let's take
more calls. 0144 89981. Get in while it's up because we've only got a few minutes till the end of the show. Let's know your favorites. Are they the same favorites that you started off the World Cup with? Or I feel like it's been a couple of days. Let's move things along. Let's see. We got this one in from Charles Chidozie, who Tega is like, you're on fire this morning. Charles Chidozie says, Tega! Caps locks with 3 exclamation points. Bilateral relationship. Okay, he falls over laughing. Chimal Victor says Argentina decided to send most of the punters to their village with that loss against Saudi Arabia. While for Morocco, I wish them the very best of luck. And for Lewandowski, his village people don't want to leave him with the way he's missing penalties.
Yeah, that's not a very good penalty taker, apparently.
All right, and we'll take this one in from Muhammad, who says, please save your pettiness. Who that won't help? Ronaldo is a constant professional. It won't phase him because he will collect his money and still train to full fitness. Someone who doesn't drink, he won't be fat like running. Zlatan is still sitting on the bench and enjoying himself in Milan. Ronaldo is fitter than Messi, but still plays every game in PSG that have more superstars than Red Devil. This is an intelligent coach. Anyway, God punished devil. The devil is a liar. Wow, you're a big fan, huh? All right, and this one in Dakpo says the Argentinian loss was due to the fact that their playmaker Messi is an old man who should be thinking of retirement. Some players have just simply expired.
Wow.
Wow.
I just like the way you people think
He
that
has
he
expired.
was down to old age. There was no age in this matter. I don't like the fact that people are saying it was old age. They were tactically beaten. Go and watch the match again. It has nothing to do with age. Yes, Angel Di Maria had a bad day. Yes, Lionel Messi couldn't really influence a lot of things, but it was because of tactics. It wasn't anything else.
All right.
Nothing else.
Tega, let's get this last story into the
Yeah.
goal. France, too big, too strong, and too fast for Australia. That's what their coach said.
Yeah,
Graham
so
Arnold.
that's a fantastic one there. I mean, we're talking about old people. Well, it's shocking, but when the match started, everybody thought Mbappe was going to be the star of the show. Wasn't. It was Olivier Giroud. Start of show, getting records, trying to topple the guy that said you can't win a championship with Olivier Giroud. I wonder what you're doing now, Thierry Henry. You're my favorite still. You're my favorite still. But yeah, still love you. But it was an interesting game, especially when it started out the way it started out, and Australia scored the first goal. Everybody was like, "Is it the curse of the champions? Is it happening again?" But France was like, "Those scores don't work on us," and they played a brilliant game. Eventually, ran out to be 4-1 winners. So yes, they're still one of the favorites to retain the World Cup.
All right, real quick. I think this call is going to be the one that, nope, it's not. Moving on. We'll take this one in. A message from Adenike Adelaide who says, honestly, I love the work ethic of Cristiano Ronaldo. I believe he will show himself again in his new club. I love him.
Yes, you guys, because every small thing that happens, he's old, he can't do anything. No, he will go to his new club with his new opportunity, and he will play better. Maybe with a few more games at the World Cup and the turn of the year, things will turn around for him. I don't think people expire. Like I said, good players do not go bad. Just systems just change.
Mhm.
It's simple.
Listen, no, I don't think nobody is well, actually no, there are some people have,
Because I don't think Christian.
but it's not the issue for me was never about
But
whether he could
yes,
play. He's a fantastic player, and I love his work. Well, I love his ethic to his personal work. I
yeah.
don't love his work ethic.
There's
when
no
it came
job that you should be able to disrespect your
No,
manager
come
like that
on.
and the company you were still working for. And
Come
he
on.
was, I mean, regardless of what your intent was, that's just a shoddy way of doing. That's unprofessional. So as professional as he is with his training and his fitness, he was very unprofessional in his attitude towards Manchester United and towards his manager, regardless of who people think he is.
All right, people. We've come to the end of the show. Catch her at Tega Supreme Mohammed. You can do it on Twitter. Let her respond to you. And you can also find her work on at LIS International. Tega, it's been a blast. See you Friday.
All right.
That's it for the locker room.
That depends. That's see you on Friday. It depends. I may be very busy watching the World Cup.
All right, people. Bye.